Hey everyone, how are you all doing? Now, if you're watching on the replay, as it's the Facebook Live, thank you very much. If you're watching on YouTube or wherever you're watching, again, thanks a lot for joining us. So today, I am going to be talking about how to do a Facebook Live, and it's quite fitting that I'm doing this via Facebook Live. I have 18 minutes, so I'm going to start my little clock just here to make sure that I'm on time, because I want to get as much value and as much content in these 18 minutes as I can. So I'm going to kick straight off, and if you've missed any of these before, please catch it on the replay. And if you're watching, I want you to get involved. So I want you to let me know what your experiences of like Facebook Live are. Have you done a Facebook Live before? Have you got any questions that you want me to answer during this 20-minute session? And if you do, then let us know. I can see a few people have joined us, so thank you very much, Diane and Ben, for joining us. And for the people who are joining us later, I'm going to be breaking this down into 3 different parts: before the Facebook Live, during the Facebook Live, and then thirdly, what to do after. So breaking it down into the 3 different sections. And I'm going to kick things off with the first one, which is all about what to do before you go live. So this is the bit that intrigues me, because a lot of people think when you do a Facebook Live or any live streaming, then actually you just go straight into it, but you don't. You have to prepare. And these are some of the things that I do to prepare for my Facebook Lives. And remember, at any time, if you want to put any comments below how you prepare, or comments about what's happening with your thoughts about Facebook Live, please do. Especially if you haven't done one before, and what's stopping you from doing it. So when you're looking at preparing, then there's a couple of things to think about. You need to get the location right. So you need to get the location spot on. And what I mean by that, you ideally want a place where it's quiet. So sound is really important. You need to have your equipment ready. I'm using a tripod to hold my phone in. I've got my headphones, so I've got the microphone on here, which is a pretty good bit of kit. You've also got to make sure that your phone is absolutely spot on in terms of the battery power and all that kind of stuff. And you've also got to make sure that obviously you're dressed okay, you're happy with the way you're dressed, and it's the way it is. When you're setting it all up, Ben's put a point in the questions about framing the image. Should you be working on thirds or central to the screen? Like I'm doing now, I've positioned myself pretty much dead centre. But if you split, what he means by working in thirds is if you split the screen into thirds, like I'm doing now, I'm kind of in the middle section and there. So that's how I kind of frame it. If I was working with 2 people, they would take up that part and that part. So for the people who are listening who can't see it, I've got my hands placed in front of me. Now, that's really important, because then that gives you a nice framing around it. So the outside is there, but people can see it. But also with this framing that I've got now, you can see my hand movements, and I talk with my hands. So you've got to make sure that the position of the camera is spot on. You can go live on different platforms using computers, but to be fair, it depends on what you're comfortable with, and you just want to make sure you're in control of all the stuff. So I make sure the lighting's okay, you've got the mics okay, the location is absolutely spot on, I'm just okay. I've got the equipment ready, which is the tripod, everything else like that, tripod, mic, phone is powered, but then also you've got to make sure you know what you're going to say. You know what you're going to say, and this is the bit that most people don't tend to think of. And this is all about having a plan. Now, if you've got a plan for a Facebook Live, it is so much easier, especially if you know what time you're going to go live, how long it's going to be. You know what content you're going to say. You've got notes or bullet points that you're kind of doing, and you have them close by. You see, I've got mine on a little pad just here. So I've got all my notes just there that I can see. You can't see them, now it's shocked, but I can. Now, if I lose track of where I'm at, then I know that actually then I can refer back to them, which is dead simple. So you need to prepare. And when you're preparing for Facebook Live, it's just like anything. You need to have a beginning, middle and end. And the beginning is pretty much telling people what you're going to do. The middle bit is going to be talking about that kind of bit. So that's the contents, that's meat on the bones. And then the ending is summarising. It's very much like a foresight. So if you're doing a foresight at a 4am meeting, you should have a beginning, middle and end. Every story has a beginning, middle and end. So why would a Facebook Live be any different? So have a plan. Have a plan and then try to stick to it as much as you can. Also, make sure you're hydrated. So I've got a glass of water here. And a glass of water is a great thing to have right next to you and prepared beforehand, because if you're talking for a while, your throat or your voice could dry up. Especially if you're recording a podcast for a while, it's good to kind of have a sip. But also, check this out. By me taking a sip of my drink, I've taken a slight break. And there was a pause during it. Now for me, if I'm struggling with what I'm thinking about or what I'm trying to get out of my head into the camera, and this could be for podcast or Facebook Live, taking a sip of water is a great balancer and just gives you a bit of time to talk. And it's just that 1 second or 2 second gap which actually makes a big difference. And if you're public speaking as well, doing a foresight, having a glass of water by it isn't a bad thing at all, and it gives you time to go for it. So I've spent the last 5 minutes talking about what to do before a Facebook Live. If you've got any tips at all, please let us know in the comments below. And also remember, if you haven't done a Facebook Live before, let us know how you're getting on. Let's talk about your experiences during Facebook Lives and other live streams as well. How do you use it? What do you do? Any top tips that you've got, put them down below and I'll talk about those in a bit. So during the actual Facebook Live, it's really important to say hello. You know, you welcome people, you say hello to people, but also remember, people are going to be watching on the replay afterwards. So if they're watching on the replay afterwards or on different platforms, let them know. And make sure that actually people are acknowledged when they come and watch you. Now, if they're acknowledged, you can also, like I did at the start, just say hi to people and thanks for watching on the replay. It's as simple as that. But with Facebook Lives and daily live streaming, people will drop in and out. They might miss the start, but they might catch you in the middle or the end. So be prepared for that, and don't worry that people might kind of drop in, drop out, because that happens. And the figures on Facebook, you'll see in the corner there, it will say Facebook Live, and you'll see the number going up and down. That's fine. It's normal. It's absolutely normal. I don't know any Facebook Live which has the same amount of numbers at the start to the finish. And again, thank you very much if you're watching. Stacey, cheers. So, say hello right at the start. Also, it's important to ask questions. Now, what questions do are they're really powerful questions because they get people involved and get people engaged. So, if you're on a mobile device or on a laptop and you can kind of quickly type in a comment, like Stacey has saying hi, let us know when the last time you went live on Facebook. Just let us know. Put a date down there. If it was today, put today, tomorrow, that kind of thing. But let us know how long ago you went live on Facebook. Now, by me asking that question, there's going to be a delay. There's going to be about a 20-second, 30-second delay in the answers coming in. And now, again, I know that, so that's okay. But I've got the content then to be able to do that. So asking questions to the audience, getting them involved is really good, especially if you're doing a questions and answers kind of Q&A type style Facebook Live where you are looking for that interaction. So that's really cool. So ask questions, really powerful. And remember, put below when the last time you went live on Facebook was. Then, what you want to do then is to keep to time. Now, I know I've got a strict 18-minute guideline, so I've got my watch here. But have a time limit and tell people that how long it's going to be. If people know that you're going to be live between 12 and 12:30, guess what? They're more likely to join you rather than if you're going from 12 to 1 o'clock. If they know exactly what time you're going to start and what time you're roughly going to finish, people are more likely to join in. So keep on time and make sure that you know that actually if you're halfway, happy days. If you're running over and you're answering loads of questions and you're getting involved with people, great, but factor that into your plan next time. Have a plan, stick to the timing, please do. Next point is all about sticking to the plan. It is, because it's really easy to get derailed with comments when they come through. And it's really cool to engage with people, but there's a fine balance, especially if people are watching it on video afterwards. So by sticking to the plan and then not getting distracted by the comments. It's a really useful thing to then note to yourself and just note personally that actually people are watching, people are engaging. Take notes of the comments. Have someone who, if you've got a member of a team, get them to deal with the comments and then compile them, answer them at the end. But the main thing is don't get derailed with them. I see loads of people who stop with their content during Facebook Lives, and actually there's no need for that, because what you want to do really is you want to focus on that good stuff. You want to focus on the good stuff, and you really want to focus on giving as much value as you can in that time period. Very much like a foresight at 4M meetings, you want to make sure it's pure value all the way. So I'm just going to recap quickly, because I've covered loads of points in the last 10 minutes, and I just want to recap on a few bits before talking about what to do afterwards. Remember, if you've got any questions, put them below. Please put them below, and I'll answer them in a second. So, for your location, before you go live, you want to do 6 or 7 different things. You want to make sure you're all mic'd up so the quality of the sound is spot on. You want to make sure the lighting is good. Now, I've picked a room today, for instance, where it's on the roadside, you've got trucks and stuff going there. If I put my head to there, you see I've got a massive kind of light shadow difference there. If I put there, it's okay. So, make sure that actually the light in the room is spot on. Make sure it's good. Make sure that actually the background is suitable for the content. So walking down the road doing a Facebook Live, spot on. In your car, Facebook Live, spot on. If that's what the message, and that helps with the message that you want to convey. So definitely do that. Also, one thing I didn't cover before is you can always create an event. Tell people that you're going to go live. Tell people that you're going to go live at a certain time. Create an event, and then they can invite themselves, or you can invite them to it and they can see they're going. But you can do that. That's a really good way of driving traffic to somewhere. Tell people about it. Stacey in this particular group posted it this morning. I posted it in a couple of my groups earlier on. So it's good to do that. And then also have a plan. Make sure you've got your plan wrote down. You know what you're going to say during it. And make sure you've got a glass of water next to you so you're hydrated. This is all stuff to do before you press go on here. The other thing to do, which I didn't mention, was make sure your settings are spot on your phone. And what I mean by that is, have you got it in the right format? So is it landscape or portrait? And depending on where you're going to be sharing it, it's important to figure that bit out. I'm going to be putting this onto YouTube straight afterwards, so on my closed group, so therefore I want it in landscape. But is it important to go horizontal or horizontal landscape? Choice is where you want to share it afterwards. That's the big question. But know that. Also make sure it's on Do Not Disturb so you don't get disturbed by any phone calls. And also make sure that if you've got any text, you've got the mirroring correctly, so therefore the text is going to show in the right way to the audience, because Facebook and some settings mirror the object so that the text can appear backwards. During the Facebook Live, say hello to people. Expect the fingers to go up and down, and make sure that actually you're saying hello to people who are watching on the replay, if people who don't know the replay, Facebook Live stay on Facebook afterwards, and then you can watch it afterwards. So say hello to them and say hello to people who are joining live. Ask questions and get engagement from the audience is key. Make sure you thank you for people for watching, but don't let it derail you from your content. Make sure that content is still there. Keep the time, make sure the timing is spot on still, and make sure that actually you've got a plan, you know your beginning, middle and end, you keep to it. They're the main ones. They're the main ones I want to cover for now, for during, before and during. What should you do afterwards? Point 3, what do you do after you've gone live? And now this is a bit that intrigues me for most people. The beginning bit, the sheer fact you're doing a Facebook Live, you've got kudos straight away, because there's people in this group who won't do a Facebook Live because of a number of different reasons. So the sheer fact you're doing a Facebook Live and you've done it, you've got kudos. You've got mad skills from my point of view, and you've got a pat on the back. If you haven't done one before, I'm going to tell you 3 reasons why you should do it later on. But you've done it, you've got the file. First thing to do is save it. Save that file, and if you forget to save it, you can always download it afterwards, so that's fine. But once you've got that file, and you've got it on your phone, you've got it on your tablet, you've got it on your computer, wherever it is, then upload it somewhere else. Make sure you can reuse that content somewhere else. So the first one is to save it. Second point is to share. Share it in different groups, share it on your personal feed, share it wherever you think it's going to give value to those people. Unless the person in the group says, no, you can't, which is fine. But share it as much as you can. But make sure where you're sharing it will give value to the people. Don't do lazy shares. Make sure you're sharing it in a way that actually is engaging for your people to watch and enjoy. Then see where else you can use that content. So I've got 20 points that I cover in this Facebook Live, about a Facebook Live. But where else can I use that 20 points? Well, they could be mini videos. It could be a webinar. It could be a talk. It could be a 4-sider, a 4 networking event. It could be a blog. It could be a newsletter. From that one idea, I can use that in so many different places. Not alone. Remember, I can put it on Facebook as a posts, or I can do it as an individual post, or I can do it as a whole shebang. There's loads of places. So from one idea, I can make quite a lot of content. So have a think about what else that can be. Also think about who else can share it. Who else has got the same audience as what we've got here, and where else can that be shared as well. And then finally, pat yourself on the back. Give yourself a pat because you've done a Facebook Live and you rock. Now for the people who don't do Facebook Lives or are scared of video, for me, there's 3 reasons why that could be, and there's loads more, but there's 3 that I just want to quickly cover. Number 1, don't be afraid of looking like you are or sound like you are. Because if someone met me today, they would see me, they would hear my words and hear my ums and ahs and that kind of stuff. So don't be afraid of the way you look or the way you dress. And remember, Facebook Lives, you can prepare for that. You've got control of this, so you can make sure that's spot on. Number 2, you don't need fancy equipment to do a Facebook Live. I've got an iPhone 8 that I'm recording this on. I've got a pair of iPhone headphones that I'm using a mic on. I've got a tripod. It's fine. The whole kit, the tripod is the only kind of thing that I wouldn't normally have, and that's cost me about 40 quid. It's nothing. It's really, really nothing. The cost to do a Facebook Live isn't about the actual financial bit, it's about the time that you spend preparing for it. Obviously AirPods, so the ear kind of things that have got no wires, they're going to be better, they're going to look better. But I just wanted to show you that actually you can do it with a pair of headphones and the quality is spot on. Also, the location. You can do a Facebook Live anywhere where you want. So you can do it down the road, you can do it in a building like this. But you can do that. And then finally, the content. If you prepare, you believe in what you want to say, and you know what you want to do, then why wouldn't you do it? So, that's been my foresight, my Ask the Expert, all about Facebook Lives. Hope you've enjoyed it. If you've got any questions, let me know. I'm going to sign off. I had 18 minutes to do it, and it's going to tick down now to 18 minutes now. So take care, my friends, and I'll see you all soon. Gary out. Bye-bye.